Good morning, teacher. Now I'm going to make a short video reporting how I developed the class, the cooperative learning class. So in first place, I'm going to give you some information, background information of our students in my class. First of all, the topic that I took into account was protecting our planet. And the level was for first bachillerato, and the English proficiency was B1 or an intermediate level. Also, the number of students was 30. And finally, in order to include some mixed learning, classroom diversity, there are some students with visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learning style. And also I have two students with dyslexia and ADHD. So taking into account this, we develop or we tailor our class in order to make it better for these guys. Now the skills that I took into account was reading and writing. Okay, in the case of the reading, the objective was to identify the main point of the main topic and also the different specific details in the reading. Finally, in the writing, the students have to make a poster when they need to write down an ordinance, the title, the ordinance, the objective, and finally define the problem. So the pre-activity starts like this. It was done a 5-minute activity in which the students are going to look at an image like this, where in one side you see the environment is very clean, it's very well, and in the other where the environment is very polluted. So, taking that into account, the students are going to discuss about the image they are looking at, and there they're going to share the ideas with the class. This activity was done in order to activate the prior knowledge. Moving on for the activity, I performed a 10-minute activity, and that is the reading activity actually. So they are going to read a test that is called the environment, as you see here. They are going to be handed a printed text, and also they are going to be provided with a video with the same information that they have in the text. You know, in order to make sure students with visual learning style and also with kinesthetic and also with auditory learning style can understand this very well. So the cooperative strategy is the following. I broke down the class into 5 groups. Group number 1 is going to identify the problem. Group number 2 are going to identify causes, 3 effects, 4 solutions, and finally group number 5 is going to summarize in 2 or 3 sentences the text. Going on to the post activity, they are going to develop the poster as itself. So the students are going to have different roles in here and different tasks for each one. So student A is going to identify the problem in the text. Okay. I forgot to tell you that the groups are going to be done by 4 people, 4 members. So student B is going to establish the ordinance or the law or the policy they are going to use. Also, student C is going to state the objective, and finally, the student D is going to establish the penalty. Okay. The entire group, this is a minor observation here, the entire group is going to say the title, okay? The cool down is a 5-minute activity, a little bit less even because this is done by a question, a metacognitive question that is done by what did you learn today? Obviously, if feedback is necessary, teacher is going to develop this activity too. Those are the final products, as you see. Those are the posters they did. Here you have some examples. And this is how the students were working in my class. Obviously, because of our institution policies, I couldn't make a video or some other details. So it was done mainly in the case of the students that I told you before with the learning difficulties, with dyslexia and ADHD. What I did was to provide very short and simple instructions for these guys, and also to try to give them the simpler or the simplest activities, like working on the title or cutting the table, the titles, where they were doing activities like this. They cannot write very well or read very well. They're going to listen to the video, and also they are going to work in pairs, they are going to work in groups, they are going to be listening to the different classmates' comments, and also they can use these cutting titles like you see here. Obviously, all the material was provided with graphics. I'm going to provide also the presentation that I use in the class in the task, and also I'm going to provide mainly other more additional information that right now that doesn't come to my mind in the written report. That's it, teacher. I hope you like it, and I'll see you in the class. Thank you.